get informed. Knowledge is power. Read, do your research. Trust me, you will be informed. If you were to seek help where, help is needed. And also when it comes to cannabis, I think I can't just tell people enough. Research.
Welcome to the Well with Cannabis podcast, a show dedicated to telling the life-changing stories of those who live well with cannabis, all while teaching you how to do the same. Meet your host, Emily Kyle, a registered dietitian nutritionist turned certified holistic cannabis practitioner. Emily changed her life for the better with the help of the cannabis plant, and now she is committed to helping others do the same. Tune in each week to hear heartwarming stories and gain the knowledge you need to feel connected, inspired, and supported on your own cannabis journey. Whether you're a new cannabis consumer or a lifetime lover, you'll benefit from these uplifting tales of real-life journeys that will show you how you too can live your best life well with cannabis.
Before we jump into today's episode, I wanted to share a note on potentially sensitive content. The episodes on the Well with Cannabis podcast are created for adult audiences only. We will at times cover sensitive topics including, but not limited to, suicide, abuse, mental illness, sex, drugs, alcohol, psychedelics, and the obvious use of plant medicine. Explicit language may be used occasionally. Please refrain from watching or listening to the show if you're likely to be offended or adversely impacted by any of these topics. The information on this show is for informational and educational purposes only. It does not constitute medical advice. If any of the content on this podcast has brought up anything for you, please reach out or speak to a professional or someone you trust.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Well with Cannabis podcast. And I am so excited today for a very special interview with our guest, Miss Jennifer Peters. And she is coming to us all the way from the future. She is several hours ahead of me because she is in South Africa. And I'm so excited to get just a different perspective and learn more from Jennifer. So thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm so excited to share my thoughts when it comes to cannabis. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So give us a little background because you said you grew up, born and raised in South Africa, but you did high school in Michigan and now you're back in South Africa. So give us a little background story on you.
Okay, so when I was left with 2 years of high school, I got an opportunity through my aunt, who's a sister to my dad, saying that I could come to the US to finish my 2 years of high school and maybe, go further with my education in the US. So I was so excited. And then I went to Lakeview High School. Then I finished my high school there. Then I went further to Bell Creek, Keller Community College. That's when I did my associate degree. In 2001, I happened to come back. I was hoping to go back to the US, but then I met my husband and now we have 4 beautiful children. So I stayed behind. Yeah, so I stayed behind. Then I actually went further with my education through the University of South Africa. That's when I obtained my bachelor's in arts in psychological counseling. And because I wanted to open my own practice, so my focus was there now. And I went further to do my honors, and now I'm hoping to do my master's in psychological counseling and hoping to open my practice soon, and that's where I am.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing. And congratulations on all that you have coming up in the future. Now, I apologize for my ignorance. I don't know much about South Africa, so I'd love to learn a little bit more about, are they cannabis friendly? What does cannabis look like in your lifestyle there?
Okay, so now being an educator, actually by profession, I'm also certified through Vets University to be an English teacher, and also I could teach business English. So my interest when it came to cannabis, it started in 2018. Well, I knew about cannabis, when I was growing up, and the funny thing is, when you grow up hearing cannabis, you just kind of think about, getting high and the psychoactive properties. You don't think about the health properties. I didn't even know. And I think I was ignorant in that sense. So when I, read about cannabis, that's when I decided to dig in, to dig more and just do my own research. And that's when I realized that, okay, this is not about getting high, the forbidden plant it actually has, health properties. And that's when I actually found you. And I'm so grateful because, I know there is so much information online, but when it comes to your information, I'm actually glad that I actually found your content online, because I know that you are credible, because you are a certified dietitian and also certified cannabis practitioner. So, I just thought I should actually stick with you. Yes, I could go and do more, more, research on my own, but I just kind of like how you, write your content and you do your videos. They're so easy to follow. And, that's when I began to read more in 2018. That's the time when South Africa was actually getting into the point where they are decriminalizing cannabis. Yes, it's because it was taken to the court. We call it the Constitutional Court. That's the last court in South Africa, the highest court. Okay. So people who actually believe that it has a lot of health properties, they realize that actually we're not getting anywhere with the government, and pleading with them to decriminalize. So we need to take this to court. And that's when they did. And there were so many people who actually were helped, through the cannabis plant, just how, it's able to subside the pain, how it's able to relax a person, how it's able to calm one. We're not saying that, it can cure, or it could cure, a lot of illnesses, because like you said, I actually like what you said in one of your videos, that we need to actually allow science to do its part. We're not there yet. Clinically, it's not proven that it could cure, but it can help, so with me, it has helped me a lot. That's why I'm actually interested in learning more. I'm still a novice when it comes to cannabis. I'm still new, but I am learning and I'm looking forward, because it is such a beautiful journey. Let me just give you a background a little bit. When I first, heard that it could actually subside pain, there was a time when I had a backache. It was so sore and painful. And I said, what, let me just actually try, the edibles. I went to one of the stores that, actually they have two of the stores that are credible that I know of. And I know there are many now, seeing that it has been decriminalized. But I went to one of them and the gentleman was so helpful and said, what, actually you should take this, and see how, it actually goes with your system. So when I got home and I said, no, I'm actually going to take one when I'm home, because I remember you saying that, it's better to take the edibles when you're home because you don't know what kind of effects you're going to get out there. So I took one when I was about to go to sleep. Trust me, it worked wonders. That is when I said to myself, wow, what a world. And this world has been introduced to me. So I was so excited. And, every time when I learn from other people, I always refer to your content as well, because what I like about you is that, like I said in the beginning, you are a certified dietitian, and you always say, there has to be a balance. You can't want to introduce something that is healthy when you're still not keeping your body healthy. So it goes with the food as well. So yeah, that's where I am. But yeah, decriminalization of weed became present in 2018. That's when the cannabis was decriminalized in South Africa.
I'm so excited to hear that it is decriminalized and that you have dispensaries or stores that you can go to. Is there a social stigma there? There still is here in the States. A lot of people think that cannabis consumers are in it for the high. Do you see that changing, or do you see people starting to accept the medical uses too?
You know what? It's actually a good question, because as much as I am learning, I think there is so much for people out there to open up to. A lot of people are still ignorant. They are not informed. Even me, myself, I was swimming in the sea of ignorance. I used to think of cannabis as the forbidden plant, the forbidden drug. And, I didn't even know that it has health properties. When you hear cannabis, you hear of, just people getting high. Is a good plant if you use it correctly. So yes, there are still a lot of people who need education. And I think there needs to be an awareness, to let people know that apart from recreational use, getting high, you can also use it for health, to keep your body healthy. There is just so much that you could do. With me, actually, I suffer from anxiety, even though I was not diagnosed by a practitioner, but I know that I do get anxious, and it does help me. Trust me, it calms you down, you relax, after taking, one edible, it's good for me. And I also have insomnia. So when I sleep, I know that I'm not going to be able to sleep well. But seeing that, now I've been introduced to this beautiful world that I can be able to take these edibles. I take only one a day and it's enough for me. So I take it before I go to sleep and I'm able to sleep. Trust me, I used to actually sit up the whole night. My husband will actually even say, you need to go to bed, but not knowing that it's not actually not going to bed. I'm struggling to go to sleep. So it actually helped me a lot. So to keep me calm, relaxed, and be able to sleep. I sleep more. I actually don't even, I used to watch the news, like 24/7. I will actually fall asleep watching TV because I couldn't sleep. If I come to bed, I would not sleep. But if I'm watching TV, I would sleep. So that's how it has helped me. But yes, going back to your question, a lot of people are not informed, and I think they need to be informed because we are still new as well. Remember, I told you that it has been decriminalized just in 2018. We are still new. And also with the government, the laws are still a bit sketchy because they are saying that you can only use it in the private of your own home. So, they still have not given us a clear indication because there are people, even if you were to grow it and use it in your own home, but some people are not going to grow it in their own homes. They have to go and buy it. So where are you going to buy it? You're going to go out there and buy it. But I know as well that the government would like to monetize because there's a lot of money in cannabis. So yeah, that's where, and every time when we have, our president speaking, and especially during the State of the Nation address, he's always coming back to the cannabis issue and saying that, yes, they speak about it. And now they actually want to, just make sure that the laws are clear because, like I said, they're a bit sketchy because you can only use it in the private of your own home. But also, if you were to be found with cannabis, I think you have to answer, and a lot of it for that matter, you have to answer. You have to have a license, and there's a license to be able to carry a lot of cannabis with you. But like I said, people need to be informed. I'm also still new, and I want to learn more, and I hope that people could open up. And don't forget that, with cannabis, it has been used for centuries by our forefathers. That's how they were able to keep themselves healthy. And now it was actually, stopped along the way, and the education. But some people still had, that education, and they were able to pass it on. And now the world is just opening up, and it's just a beautiful one. So I'm saying to people out there who are listening, and especially from South Africa, open yourself up, learn more. It's not about getting high, even though it's okay. It's okay if you use it in your own home properly, if you want to get high and you want to get the psychoactive properties. But let's also learn about the health properties of cannabis, and it is beautiful.
I could not agree more with everything you said. I had a question about South Africa. Are you allowed to grow it where you are?
Yes, in the private of your own home for your own private use.
Can you grow it in your backyard, or does it have to be in the home?
Yes, in your backyard.
Oh, good. Okay, that's nice.
Like I said, I'm still not sure about, because as much as the laws are still sketchy, people are growing cannabis, and they have been growing cannabis because, remember, cannabis also, it's a way of life for other people, like the Rastafarians, they use cannabis daily. So it was for the government to realize that not only is cannabis, used for health properties, but also for other people, it's a way of life. So they need to allow these people to be free, whenever they want to use cannabis. So yeah, it's a bit sketchy, but we're waiting for the government because I know that they want to monetize, on the cannabis industry. But yes, we just need to get informed and be, informed properly so that we can move on positively when it comes to cannabis.
Absolutely. Now, you are an educator. Do you have plans for incorporating cannabis education into your work?
Oh, yes.
Yes,
And I've actually started. I started educating my own kids because they also were, ignorant.
Awesome.
But now I keep on telling them. So every time when I talk about CBD, they think I'm talking about, some edible that makes you high. And I'm like, okay, we're going to sit down. I'm going to explain this to you. So funny enough, they are actually getting it, they are actually getting it. And I'm trying to teach them so that they don't, because I feel like they're going to judge me, as a parent, how other people judge you. It's like you are this bad parent, how can you introduce cannabis to your children? Not knowing that actually cannabis, with its health properties, it's actually good for the whole, for the whole family, but yes. And also knowing where you're getting your cannabis. What I like about what you said is that, having your edibles tested. You cannot get your edibles from just anyone. You have to make sure how much of THC is there and how much of CBD is there. So with me, I like, having edibles that do not have THC at all, and if I do want that, to get the psychoactive, edibles, it's okay. But at the moment, I'm just using it for health properties. And there's nothing wrong with those people who want to use it for recreational use. But yes, I have started educating my children and also my extended family, relatives. Yeah. My sister, let me tell you a little bit of what happened on Christmas Day. Oh. So we had a Christmas gathering with my sisters, my siblings, my kids and my husband. So we went over to my older sister's house and I actually took the edibles out. Those were 100% CBD. So I told them, I said, these are cannabis edibles, but it's CBD. It's not THC. And they actually started laughing. They were like, oh my goodness, you want to get us high? And I said, no, these are not going to get you high. They're going to make you calm. And trust me, it worked. I saw my sister sitting on the couch, relaxed, because these are people actually who like, making a lot of noise. But I liked it because we were so calm and they were just relaxed. And they still said to me, we're not feeling anything. And I said, exactly, because these are supposed to make you calm. They're not supposed to make you high. So I explained, I said the difference between CBD and THC. And I myself didn't know that. I didn't know that CBD does not have, the psychoactive properties. I've learned it from you. And I was like, oh my goodness, how would I have known this? So, the difference between CBD and THC is that with CBD, you don't have the psychoactive properties. Yes, they do have those effects that help you to be calm and relaxed and be able to sleep well, but they will not give you the same effects as the THC. So that's what I do. I educate them. I said, no, this will not make you, or get you high. It's just going to help you calm. So yeah, I've just started educating, and wherever I go, when people are a bit ignorant, I'm able to speak to them and show them. I also tell them that I'm still a novice. I'm still new. I'm still a newbie when it comes to cannabis. I'm learning. So open yourself up and learn more. So yes, that's where I am.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. And it sounds like Christmas was awesome. Everyone calm and happy. That's so fun. Did your sister say she would be interested in trying it again? Did she enjoy the experience?
Yes, they certainly did. I'm telling you, my sister actually ended up falling asleep so nicely on the couch. It's a person who actually will get, oh my goodness, let's just go home. It's getting late. But she was so calm. She didn't say anything. She was just falling asleep. And when she woke up, she was like, okay, guys, are you ready? I was like, you see, it's working.
That's it. And I love that you shared that, you don't have to use THC if you don't want to. There are so many people who are under the misconception that THC is the only beneficial property in cannabis. But for a lot of people who just want the medicinal effects, you are absolutely able to get that without feeling high. And I think that's a great point for listeners, because not everybody wants to feel high, and you can still reap the benefits without that.
Yes. And there's also nothing wrong if you want to get high. But you know what I like also about what you said in one of your videos, that do it in the private of your own homes. Can I tell you a little story? I think I've shared with you in one of the emails. I actually went to an expo. It's a cannabis expo, and it was my first time going there. That was last year.
Fun.
Let me tell you, I'm anemic, by the way. And one thing that people need to, yes. So what I actually like, people act differently when they take cannabis. It does not matter if it's CBD or THC. You just need to know your body. And it's actually good to try it first at home and see how you are actually, how it's treating you. Because if you're going to just take it out there without having taken it, in the private of your own home, in your comfortable zone, you're not going to know how you're going to be out there. So I went to a cannabis expo and I was by myself. I wanted my husband to come with me, but but he was working, and I actually even asked one of my friends, but they were actually busy. So I ended up saying, you know what? I got a ticket. I'm going to go by myself. So I went there to learn more, about cannabis from all these different peoples who are, selling cannabis edibles. And trust me, I did not take a lot. I kept on asking how many milligrams, and it was just a piece. But at that time, I had not had anything to eat. Yeah. And, I'm anemic. I had not had anything to drink, but I tasted. Yes, because it was in the morning. So normally in the morning, it's good to eat. But at that time, I did not have anything. Trust me, I took just a little bit. And oh my word, I was feeling like I'm dying. Mm-hmm. I thought I was dying. I actually even called my husband. I was like, please come pick me up. So it's not because I took a lot. And I think that's very important for people to note, that this is what you said as well. It does not matter how small, because we act differently. It's going to treat you differently because we have different bodies. And, my height, as opposed to another person who's, probably a bit hefty. We don't know how your system is to another person's system. So I took just a little bit, and it just was not, I had a bad experience, but I think it was good because it taught me a lesson that, yes, you should have actually taken it at home. I just felt so tired, but also my heart was beating fast. And I was like, you see, it's good. Now when I speak to people and educating them, I could share my experience and also in their private homes so that they could actually feel how it's going to treat them. Because it's not a good sight, having those palpitations out there in front of so many people. And I just felt so embarrassed. But luckily, I actually went up the stairs where it was quiet and there was a couch. So I said, no, I'm not going to do it down there. I'm just going to go upstairs. But trust me, I felt like I was going to die. I said, oh my goodness, guys, they even called the paramedics. I was like, no, I'm going to die. I'm not feeling okay. Oh, no. Please. I said, I have kids at home. Oh, no. but one lady said to me, no, it's a drug. Trust me, what you've taken, it's what's happening down there. So a lot of people are, feeling the same way that you're feeling. Yeah. So yes, it's not about how, because you could still say take 5 milligrams, but still to another person, it may be enough to make that person have that bad experience. So I would actually go with what you said, to say, try it first at home and see how it goes with you so that not to go above the limit. And that's where, I am with that.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that happened to you, but I am glad that you shared that with us because it is a great warning for anybody who's taking edibles for the first time, that you really have to be thoughtful about how big that first dose is because you just never know. And some people are really sensitive and you don't want to find out that you're really sensitive in the wrong situation. So I'm so glad your husband came and got you and that everything was okay in the end.
Thank you. Yes, it was fine.
Good. Oh my gosh. But honestly, I feel like we all have a story like that. I feel like edibles can get the best of us all. And so just being patient and like you said, staying small is the best thing to do.
Yes.
Now, I want to be respectful of your time, but I also want to ask you the same 4 questions that I ask all of my guests on these interviews. Are you ready for them?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Perfect. So the first one up, what are you most proud of in your life?
Yeah. Firstly, I would like to say I love myself. I'm proud of who I am and how I was created by the Most High. But foremost, I'm proud of being a mother to 4 beautiful children and a wife to a loving and caring husband. Oh, my husband is just the best, But yeah, and not to say that you don't experience or challenges in life, and especially when it comes to motherhood and when it comes to wifehood, but I have a family that is loving and they keep me sane. They bring me joy. So all those challenges, they are actually, you can surpass them with the positives that, come about in the family. So yeah, my family, I'm proud to be a mother and a wife at the moment. And I've been married for 20 plus years, so I'm happy and I thank God for that.
Congratulations. That is so amazing. It's so beautiful. It's such a wonderful thing to have a family and a husband you love so much.
Yes.
Now, the next question we have is, what do you think your life would look like without cannabis?
Trust me, I would be lost because, like I said, knowledge is power. And I would be swimming in a sea of ignorance as I was when I was younger. But now there's this world, a beautiful world that has opened up. So it's beautiful. Like I said, being a novice still in cannabis, I'm looking forward, to this journey, a beautiful journey of learning more when it comes to cannabis. Yes, but I would be lost. And I'm happy because with inflammation as well, I think I did not mention that. I suffer from inflammation and it is helping me a lot. Apart from subsiding the pain, apart from helping me relax, I've realized also that it is helping me with my inflammation. And I am so happy. And I'm sure there are just so many other wonderful things that I'm going to find out about cannabis and be able to help my family in the process as well.
That is so beautiful. And I'm so happy that you have cannabis. It helps pain, anxiety, sleep, inflammation. I'm so happy that you have cannabis. Now, if you could go back 10, 20, or 30 years ago and give yourself a piece of advice, maybe related to cannabis, what would it be?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. I would actually say to myself, don't be too harsh on yourself. You are worthy. That's why you are alive. You have a purpose. And, your day is coming, because there's this Jennifer, the younger Jennifer, who used to think that, I used to ask myself questions. Why are all these, wrong things happening? Because, I actually experienced this one traumatic, experience when I was younger. And I don't want to dwell on it now, but I would actually say to myself, move on positively, stop reviewing and analyzing what happened. There is so much more in the world, so many beautiful possibilities. So that's what I will say to myself, that don't be too harsh, look up, and keep yourself, keep your head high and look forward to all these beautiful possibilities.
That is beautiful. Very last question. If you could be remembered for just one thing in the cannabis space, what would it be?
In the cannabis space or just overall? Yes.
Either one, your choice.
Yes. I would like to be remembered as a loving person and a person who genuinely cares about people and especially the marginalized, as much as I tend to be reserved at times, I do talk a lot when I'm with the right people. Sometimes people may say that I'm shy, but yeah, around the right people, I do talk. So yes, in the world of cannabis, I would like to be remembered in that way, that I'm loving and caring, and I'm also, I like sharing information. Not to be penurious about information.
Well, I feel like you gave us all of that today. You shared with us, you shared your love, your wisdom, and your experience. I can't thank you enough for coming here and doing this with me today. If you have one last piece of advice for anybody listening, whether they're in South Africa or not, what would it be?
I would say get informed. Knowledge is power. Read, do your research. Trust me, you will be informed. If you were to seek help where, help is needed. And also when it comes to cannabis, I think I can just tell people enough. Research, get knowledgeable. Information is out there. There is so much information, vast information on the internet. But also, I would like to tell them to follow you.
Oh, you're so sweet.
You have so much to offer. Your content, like I said, it's so easy to follow, and the videos are so easy, to also follow. And, a lot of people will learn a lot from a person like you, because there's so many people out there. Some are not credible, but it's good to follow credible people. And there are people also like you who are credible out there, if we were to find them and follow them and learn more. So that's what I will tell them. Get informed, and you will be glad that you did that.
And Jennifer, tell us a little bit more about what you're working on, where people can find you and learn more about you.
Okay, so at this moment, my husband and I have started this organization. It's a nonprofit organization. It's called Mind and Dignity Foundation. So what we do is we try to raise awareness when it comes to mental health, and do this. We also try to destigmatize, mental illness, because there's still a lot of stigma when it comes to mental illness. So people, if they could just follow us on our page, it's a social media page. It's www.facebook.com, Mind and Dignity, not end. So it's MINDNDIGNITY. So it's www.facebook.com/MINDNDIGNITY. So that's where we are. We try to raise awareness. And this organization came about when we realized with my husband that we could actually encourage so many people, in disclosing and also seeking help, because my husband was diagnosed with bipolar 20 plus years ago when I just met him. And he's been living with bipolar for, like I said, 20 plus years. So, through the support of family, and the support also of, people out there, and also talking about it, sharing our, stories when it comes to mental health, people are able to come out and be able to seek help, because there are a lot of people who do not seek help. There's still that, stigma attached to it. And especially here in South Africa, I know everywhere, but here in South Africa, it's just too much. And we have a lot of people who are passing on because they have not disclosed or maybe sought help on time. So we are trying to encourage people to seek help and to say help is there. So on our page, social media page, we are all about sharing our thoughts, in encouraging others, when it comes to our stories, and people can come forth and talk about their stories when it comes to mental health, or they can just speak about, mental health in general. But yeah, in short, it's just to remove the stigma when it comes to mental illness, and that people can live productive lives. My husband has lived a productive life for many years, and he's still going strong. And for me, actually, when it comes to me and my family, we don't see a person who is living with bipolar. Sometimes I actually even say, I don't think they've diagnosed you properly, because yes, we have challenges like any other family, but they're not drastic. They're not to the extreme that you would actually think that, no, it's probably bipolar. But yes, just getting informed, getting educated. So that's what we do. And if people could follow us on that social media page, our website is still under construction. So if they do follow us, they will probably find out sooner or later where they could find us, because we're still working on it. But thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, perfect. I will put a link so everybody can just click right there and get to you and support you. And that's amazing work you're doing, and you're doing it together. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you so much for inviting me, and just know that I wish you all the best. And thank you for also opening up this world, because I have to give credit to you. If it wasn't for you, I think, I would still be lost, because I used to ask myself, who do I follow? Who do I trust? But having learned so much from you, and I feel so comfortable. And like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing what is next in your life, because you are also bringing so much in our lives, and you have blessed a lot of people with your content.
That is so nice of you to say. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. You've finished another episode of the Well with Cannabis podcast and are one step closer to discovering how you too can live well with cannabis. Thank you for listening in today. We hope this episode has been a helpful and informative one. Please visit EmilyKyleNutrition.com for more information on today's show notes, guest information, recipes, and other resources. If you want more support and encouragement on your cannabis journey, please consider joining the private Well with Cannabis community. In this group, you can connect with like-minded individuals focused on improving their health and wellness through cannabis. Join the group today to continue your journey of wellness together at EmilyKyleNutrition.com.